Ivan Silver's doubled in the last year.
That's true.
I think that's a nice move.
That's true.
I'm quite happy. I wish it had quadrupled. I wish it, et cetera, et cetera. But gold is up dramatically in the last 18 months or so. So they're moving. Now, of course, I want gold to go to 10,000. I want silver to go to 5,000. I mean, of course, I want this to happen. But, there are people buying other things, mainly stocks right now.
Yeah.
And remember that in many countries of the world, for instance, India is the biggest market for gold and probably for silver. A lot of people are having to liquidate their silver and gold to buy rice, to eat. People out there in the world that are suffering right now from the economy, the world economy, and there is silver and gold being sold to eat, which is certainly understandable. I am not buying either at the moment. I see the correction taking place. I plan to buy a lot more of both somewhere during this correction. I have no idea when. I'm a horrible market timer. I'm the worst market timer in the world. But no, I understand that they're down. I certainly want them to go skyrocketing. I know they should and they will, but I know the reasons why, because I can look out the window and see a lot of people all over the world having to force liquidation of gold and silver. The United States has been, when there's turmoil, people always look for a safe haven, and the U.S., probably for my whole life, has been the safe haven. But we talked before that's in the process of changing. It hasn't changed yet. In fact, if you asked me which currency would I own, I would own the U.S. dollar right now, because first of all, it's in a correction, but second, when the next serious turmoil comes, people are going to flee to a safe haven, and all they can think of is the U.S. dollar. They're not going to buy the euro, they're not going to buy the British pound, not going to buy the Russian ruble or the Chinese currency. They cannot buy. I would, but they cannot, because it's blocked. I mean, it's a blocked currency. That's absurd to talk about the renminbi as a safe haven when you have a blocked currency. So I would suspect that the U.S. dollar in the next turmoil will go up. It will get overpriced. It might even turn into a bubble of its own if the turmoil is bad enough and worldwide enough. But that would probably, in my view, that will probably be the last gas. And that's when I will have to sell my U.S. dollars and put them somewhere else. And you ask me where, I presume you are, because I see what you're doing. It's probably going to be more silver or more gold at that time. It might be the renminbi at that time if the Chinese currency is convertible. I mean, I don't know. I know I'll own a lot more silver before this is over. I know I'll own a lot more gold before this is over. I'm looking for which country and which assets. Well, SDR's special drawing rights, which is some kind of amorphous made-up thing by the World Bank, is not maybe, but I doubt it. The academics and the bureaucrats say, "Why SDRs?" or "Don't buy blah blah blah." Well, look, I'm an old peasant. Us old peasants know we want to have some silver over there in the corner when the things go wrong. We want to have some gold under the bed when things go wrong. We don't care about the bureaucrats and the academics. So that's all I know at the moment. Yes, the Chinese currency, it's not convertible, as I said and as you said. You talk about the Chinese wanting to get their money. Have you ever heard of anybody trying to smuggle his money into a country where it's blocked, where you cannot take it out? I mean, come on, I've been investing around the world decades. I never heard of people smuggling their money into a blocked economic system. I mean, if you couldn't take your money out, who would try to smuggle your money into a country like that? So that is that is a problem with the renminbi right now. So I am looking. I don't know, and maybe by default it will only be gold and silver in the future if the U.S. dollar does that. And frequently when the dollar goes through the roof, gold and silver go down, or at least go down relative to the skyrocketing dollar, that might happen again. It'd be wonderful. Dollar goes too high, I sell my US dollars, silver and gold are down. Hooray! Hooray! I don't know if it's going to work that way. It often has, but I'll have to be looking around at that time. Well, every country in the world, nearly every country, is now working on crypto money, as you call it, computer money. I mean, if you're in China, you cannot take a taxi with money. I had Chinese renminbi in my hand, and she didn't know what to do. I mean, she was probably 19 years. I don't know how old she was. She was young, never seen money, except on the computer. So every country is doing it. The Chinese are ahead of the rest of us as far as computer money is concerned. But yes, governments love it because, first of all, you don't have to print it. You don't have to transport it. You don't have to, it's easier to account for. And they will know everything we do. They'll know everything. So they love it. I mean, I hate the control. It gives them more control, but they will certainly do that. And throughout history, now the crypto guys say, and it's right, we're smarter than the government. Well, of course they are. Everybody's smarter than the government, for goodness sakes. But the government's got the guns. They got the tanks. And 80 years ago, 90 years ago, you could use other things for money. In fact, banks could print their own money. You and I could make deals in silver or gold or whatever. Wow. But then the Bank of England said, from now on, it's an act of treason to use anything for money except our money. And do I like this? No. Do I know history? Yes. Do the bureaucrats and politicians like the power and the control? Yes, that's what history's, they're human beings. They love control and power. Do they like us? No, they don't care about us. So they're going to do what's good for them, and what's good for them is control. And you think that when the U.S. has money on the computer, Washington, D.C. is going to say, okay, guys, this is money now. This is the legal tender in the U.S. But you can also use this other money too. Are you kidding? You think that the Treasury Department and the central bank in Washington are going to say, okay, guys, it's okay. This is our money. You use that money over. Oh, come on. I would also point out to you that if the internet goes down, I mean, just recently in Myanmar, they closed the internet. Well, what good does your crypto money do you if the internet's closed? Recently in Texas, the electricity went down. Yeah. You could be sitting there rich as pie with all the crypto money in the world, but if the electricity's off, you can't go down to the grocery store and say, I need some bread. Wow. But the electricity's down. The grocer's going to say, well, Mr. Lewis, that's okay. We feel sorry for you, but we got to have money.